What's up, man? Hey. How's it going, guys? Hey, Eric. Hello, USA. Hello. That's it. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, man. Bloody warming up, man. It's so cold. Nothing worse than having cold feet, man. Cold feet. I'm trying to work out. Oh. It just occurred to me. I don't know why it just popped into my mind whether this bar is actually 25 kilos. Huh. Because it's a 32 miller, and I'm just wondering now if I ever measured it, because I feel like it's heavier than the one I have, the higher power bar. I might check that later. It's only 5 kilos, whatever, it doesn't really matter, but it just occurred to me that it might be a 25 kilo. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? When did I start training? Like today or like ever? Ever, it was like when I was 25, really, properly. Before that, it was like I went to the gym between 20 and 25, but it wasn't like, I don't know, man. Like it's just, I don't even count that as training. The day I really started training properly is when I bought this thing. I bought this thing in the year when I was 25. And then basically it all started. I started writing down my progress, my ideas. That's why I always say, like, I started training at 25. Before that, like, I'd walk in the gym and I didn't know much. I'd just walk in and be like, all right, I'll just do this for a bit and do that and this. And there was no structure, there was no progress, there was no nothing. It was just bouncing around the gym doing whatever. So 9 years I've been training properly. Before that, it was like, I don't know, wasn't training. It was just working out, if you know what I mean. So since 25, my main goal was to get stronger. Hey Ryan, man, how are you? Yeah, look, we all go through that stage where you don't have a goal and whatever. Like, to be honest with you, when I was 20 and 25, like, I don't know, man. Like, it was, you want to look good, like you want to look like you lift. You want to kind of, self-esteem. You're kind of forming your kind of identity as a human being. I don't know, like there was no goal. When I turned 25, I was like, okay, I wanna do something here. Yeah, I reckon it was. Yeah, so this is my 10th year now. Because I reckon that was 2013, if I'm not mistaken. 2013 when I bought this thing. I'll have to look at the log. It's all written down. Of course, there's nothing wrong with doing whatever the hell you want. Like, you do you, man, right? Like, you don't have to get stronger. You don't have to do anything. I always say to people, like, everything's better than sitting on the couch. Like, whatever. Like, even if you've got a bench press at home and you're watching the shit, just go out and do a couple of reps, man. Like, whatever, man. Whatever gets you off the chair. For me, it really helps to have a goal, to have a mission, to have like a journey. It's like a video game. It's like I'm going somewhere. That's how I look at it. But obviously, exercising is fine too. Like, whatever. Rasmus Mott. How has the training been on live streams days lately? Yeah, it's been good, man. Like, I'm in a nice little spot right now. Nothing hurts. Everything's feeling great. Enjoying training. I'm loving the front squats. And for once, I'm kind of motivated to do some bench pressing to kind of get stronger up the top. It's all kind of stemming from, it's connected to the front squat idea. Like, I need stronger thoracic extensors, and so with that comes, addressing the issues here. So it's bench press. That's how that feeds into. If you think about bench press, you also need thoracic extension. You need scapular retraction, and so I've kind of in my mind connected front squats and bench press together somewhat. It's making sense to me, and I'm motivated. Anytime I can tie in, things together with some squatting motions, my primary passion, then I'll do that as well. And so right now I'm kind of really feeling enthused to do bench press as well. And so today I'm even doing it first. No, I'm not rowing. No, the rowing stopped because my elbow wasn't getting better, so I've stopped rowing, plug benching in. But yeah, right now I'm going to just focus on the pushing, and the more I push, the better the elbow feels. So yeah. Oh man. Oh, goodness me. Let's get this for a single or something. Yeah. Oh. Hey Chris, how you going, man? It's afternoon here. It's like 4 o'clock or something. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so last time I did those unilateral kind of arm presses. I pulled out alright. Nothing was sore. Like I was expecting the core to be sore, to be honest, but nothing like that. Yeah, I won't do the supine pressing, you know, the bench pressing one-handed. I'll just go straight to the overhead press and hit that. That kind of hits your obliques really nicely, or, you know, like down here. It's time to buy a 20-kilo bar. Yeah. Oh. The other good thing about overhead pressing, which I kind of connected those dots several months ago now, when I was doing the barbell overhead pressing, is that I feel like it kind of carries over well to front squats. Anything kind of in that shoulder girdle, thoracic spine, any sort of stimulation there kind of feels, you know, really nice for the front squat. You do them one-handed, and it really adds another element with the core. So, hey Richard, how are you, man? So, yeah, something to think about. Yeah, I think there is a huge, absolutely huge relationship now, finally in my mind, between the upper body and the lower body when it comes to front squats. The connection is huge for the front squats. I can't, like, you know, I connected those dots a while back, but with the back squat, I've kind of only just recently kind of realized that your upper back strength is very, very important to squatting. A lot of these things that we kind of consider as knee valgus or good morning squats or all of that kind of stuff, we always kind of attribute these faults, you know, movement patterns because of lower body things, you know, like, oh, weak quads, weak back, or whatever the hell the case might be. But I think a lot of these things can be traced back to instability where the bar is placed. So if you have thoracic extensors that are weak, if you have shoulder mobility that is you know, thrusting you forward, or like all these types of things, I think it has an impact. It's really, really weird. You know, for the longest time, like in the back of my mind, I've kind of been, you know, thinking to myself, like, it's really weird, but like I'm still not 100% kind of like sold on this idea, but I feel like there's been a relationship between whenever I feel like I'm bench pressing the best, I'm also deadlifting the best. It's such a weird thing. Like you know, I need to do a trial on this and kind of work it out for sure, but I feel like whatever the hell is going on with your body when you're really good at bench pressing, it kind of carries over to the deadlift. And I know that sounds crazy, and everyone's gonna say, like, what the hell are you talking about? But if you think about a fishing rod, when you finally catch something, you start to pull on it, it starts to bow, like it's bowing like this, right? You know, this is where the thing comes off. The line comes off at the end. And so it's kind of like that with the deadlift. Like, you're holding onto the bar, the fishing rod finishes like up here, and the arms are your line, right? So the more you flex at the tip of it, the more it's going to denature, or it's going to cave in your upper back. And so that kind of has a direct relationship with the mid back. Now the mid back is being pulled out of position, and then when your mid back gives up finally, then your low back, and then you look like a cat kind of deadlifting. So if you can resist that initial caving in, if you can, first insult, like at right at the tip of the whole system, the whole lever, you're pretty good. And when you are bench pressing, you are training that whole shoulder girdle and scapular retraction. And so I feel like the time when I was doing 120 kilos for sets of 5, like 7 sets of 5 in bench press, and I was putting a lot of volume in, this is sometime last year, I was doing really well with deadlifting. I had more confidence off the floor. And you know me, the whole deadlift for me is about, can I break the damn thing off the floor in a good position? A lot of times you guys are like, what the hell, man? Like you gave up too quickly on that deadlift. But the reason I give up on the deadlift is when I feel like my upper back is compromised, and then it's a freaking shithouse fest. I gotta fucking pull this thing like a fishing rod. I don't want to do that, man. That's a failed lift. I'm not at a competition. I'm not doing anything. It doesn't really matter. So I quit on these lifts. So the times that I'm able to kind of keep the thoracic spine locked in, I feel like, shit feels better, man. And I can kind of translate that power that I have in my glutes and my hamstrings into the bar. But, trying to pull with the glutes and hamstrings really, really hard, and the whole upper back of me is just freaking rounding like a fishing rod. It's shit, man. Like I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, man. I've lost traction. So anyway, this is just something that's kind of circulating in my mind. I'm like, man, like, this bench press business, like I keep thinking to myself, like whoever came up with the powerlifting competition, like with the whole squat, bench, deadlift, maybe there's like a deep lying thought process there that each lift feeds off the next one or the previous one, or whichever way there's like a relationship between the 3 lifts. And so me, being a numbskull that I am sometimes, I'm like, no, I just want to do squats, and all I want to do is squat every day. I'm like basically shooting myself in the foot, because I'm missing out on the actual things which are going to make the squat better, which is the bench press and the deadlift, for their own rights and reasons. So this is where like some of my fundamental beliefs about training, biology, my tendency to go into extremism in large parts of my life, it bites me on the ass, because it's like, dude, if you just increased your bench press 20 kilos, your front squat will probably increase 10 kilos. And it's like such a hard pill for me to swallow, because I love specificity and I like to kind of like look things in the vacuum. But that is not the way to think about it, man. That is not the way to think about it. It's like chucking fucking another 500 horsepower into your engine and then thinking you're gonna run a better quarter mile. It does not work that way. You need to address other shit. You can't just pump power into an engine and expect a 9-second quarter mile. It doesn't work like that. You need traction, you need the drivetrain, you need all sorts of shit going on. So once you kind of fully realize that, then you realize, Messi's success in Barca when they were playing tiki-taka is as much, he's responsible, and Iniesta and Xavi and Deco and Ronaldinho and Piqué and Puyol, the Puyol's got as much right to that success as Messi. It's like you see Ronaldo go to Manchester United, like, from Real Madrid or for Juventus, and he's shit. It's like he's shit because he doesn't have Ramos, he doesn't have Modric, he doesn't have all these guys who made him good in Real Madrid. And so it's like, it's this thing that drives me insane. It's like, god damn, if you just make that connection mentally to think, I'm going to prove my bench press, and then you focus on the bench press, it's like that, like that in life with girls. You get after the bench press, you're working so hard at the bench press, and you're fighting, all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, you hit a front squat PR. And you think to yourself, shit, was it just because I rested the front squat? No, man, it's because you've kind of repressed the weakness. And sometimes I think to myself, like, there are glaring weaknesses that we all carry 24/7. And we are dogmatic, we are stubborn, we are locked into our little version of the universe, and we can't break free from it. And I know it's you're listening to this and you're like, well, which way do you turn? There's 50 different directions. But I don't know, like, maybe I'm wrong about the whole powerlifting thing. Maybe Squat, bench, and deadlift have nothing to do with each other. They're all little different entities, and they put them together, and now you need to display them, 3 different kind of genres of movement. Or whoever came up with the powerlifting movements, maybe there's a relationship. And it kind of makes sense that there's a relationship because we're all one. Right? I'm, like for the last several weeks, I'm thinking to myself, the upper back is very, very important to the front squat. The front squat makes me squat better in the back squat. Okay. Bench press, everyone says, all the big guys, if you want a big bench press, you need a big back. Big upper back. You need a big upper back. Okay, do you guys see the freaking, the relationship here? So to front squat, I need a big upper back. To bench press, I need a big upper back. To deadlift off the floor really well, you need a big upper back. Anyway, who would have thought? I mean, I could be completely wrong. I'm just sharing my ideas here. You increase your bench press by 15 kilos. Maybe your squat is going to move as well. Anyway, that was a bit of a spiel. Oh, man. I like it, but there's some requirements for you to do it. If you're gonna do it behind the neck presses, you need to make sure you have the range. You need the range to do it. If you force yourself to do that without the range, you're gonna snap yourself up. Yeah, I feel it, man. Injuries are the worst. Front squat being huge. I mean, I don't have a huge front squat or whatever. Like maybe I do. I don't know. It depends where you're looking from. But I feel like it's all about things that are not your legs. You need to have a really strong core, upper back, front rack, all that. No, I've never done belt squats. The reason why the belt squats don't make sense to me is because it's the same thing as the leg press. Now, there's a million girls in the gym that can leg press 300 kilos on the thing, but they can't squat 80 kilos. I don't think the legs are the issues here, fellas. Like I really think we are looking at the wrong tree. Your leg power is fine. Your leg power is fine. Think about how much you can do leg press. Why can't you do that shit in? Why can't you squat that? Think about it. Just apply the leg press thought into what you're doing, and you will realize, hold on a minute, I've seen a girl in the gym, okay, it wasn't like a full depth freaking leg press, but she moved 300 kilos. In fact, there's a girl in my work, she trains a lot, and she's got a leg press that is bigger than mine. I mean, I've done leg press a handful of times in my life, and I always go, holy shit, that's a big leg press. How much can you squat? Oh, 80 kilos. Shit, man, I can squat 200 kilos and I can't leg press 300 freaking kilos. So I think legs is something that makes sense intuitively, but there's more to it. So don't be fooled. All right, let me get this 120. If you guys can see what I'm doing here, man. Let me get this 120. Whoa, shit, boys, that went all right. Wow, okay. Let's go 130 then. So let's see how 130 goes. If 130 goes all right, then I'll try. I don't know. Depends how 130 goes. I might try PR today. 142 and a half, something like that. Let's see how it goes. Because sometimes you lift and it's like 120 feels great, 130, you just lose your groove. And then my mind goes, okay, there are portions of that lift which I'm really strong, and there are portions of that lift where I've shat myself. Which member of the team is holding us back? Who here is fucking up? Which one of you muscles screw the whole team over? And oftentimes, if you can find that that weak link and you address that shit, it's like whoa! It's like a big step function on the graph of progress. But obviously, it's chaos. Like sports, it's very, very difficult to work out what the team needs. It's not obvious. A lot of guys are like in the NBA, they're like, oh, the Denver Nuggets played really, really, really well offensively. No, it's not the offense that was really well. Yes, it was, but that wasn't the cause. The cause was they got stops on the other end and they played in transition and took good shots because it was a semi-broken up defense. So it's like one of those things. It's like, oh, we're lacking in offense. We can't score more than 100 points on average. So I need to get some players that can really get a shot. No, if you got really good defense and you can play in transition, you'll get some easy buckets. It's kind of like that with bench press. It's like, this is a good one. I'm really shit at bench press. It's because my triceps are weak. That could be it, but it's kind of like the whole leg press thing, right? Do you really need strong legs to front squat? Is that what's holding you back? Well, test what you can do on the leg press. See how much you can move. If you can move like 50% more than you're aiming to front squat, it's not your legs, dude. It can't be your legs. It's something else. It's stability. Well, what's stability? Well, the core, the upper back. What's happening? Let's study the freaking movement as you're breaking down. And when you do that shit, then you're like, oh, okay, so I do have strong legs. And if you think about it, like the legs are not the problem. Like, but we see the good morning squat. You're like, good morning squat means weak legs. Not so quick, buddy. Don't be foolish. It's a complex system. The human body, biomechanics, it's a complex system, and sometimes things that you don't even see are causing everything in front of you. So, there's more to it than that. Let's do this 130. I'll slow down. See that? Who's at fault here? What's happening? Right, we'll go back to 100. We'll back to 100. We'll do some triples with that. Now, the really, really smart people and the really kind of like clever people, coaches and athletes around the world, they can see a particular lift like mine, the 130, and they can go, I know exactly what you need, right? And I think everyone has those feelings, but some people really know, really, really know. And that comes with time. You kind of work out what's going on. And let me turn the lights on over here. And you can kind of, decide on the right treatment for your problem. And that's just as exciting as actual the results to me. It's just as exciting. All right, let's move this as fast as possible. All right. Interesting, huh? I get so excited about these types of thoughts. You know, I don't know. It's so cool, and this is why I love training every day, because I get to do this every single day. Like, go down these rabbit holes and go down these ideas, explore. And to be honest with you, a lot of my thoughts are incorrect. But even though they're incorrect, I like it, man. I like it. I like exploring these ideas. It's like I've just gone to that 130 bench, and I'm thinking to myself, what went wrong? And I still kind of feel certain things in my body after that 130. I'm like, okay, so what happened? Was there, it's raining now, was there a little bit of, the shoulder anteriorly rotated a little bit while I was going down with that heavy weight, and just a slight internal rotation completely deactivates 50% of the tricep fibers. Sometimes I think like that. And so, you think I need more tricep fibers, but no, you're losing the activation of the tricep fibers. But what if we can maintain that external rotation a little bit, and then the triceps can work with a full 100%. So it's like, okay, maybe it's the lats. We're doing this, I don't know, whatever the thing is, I don't know the answer. It's pouring down now. That's the rain, man. I don't think that's static, it's the rain. It's hammering me now. It's like a big downpour now. I don't even know if you can hear me. Yeah, I love rain as well, man. Heaven. Yeah, it's gonna empty quickly. Oh, I love it. It's a beautiful sound. Every time it starts raining, I feel like I'm missing out if I'm in the house, inside the house. Every time it starts raining, I want to kind of get warm, put jumpers on, and walk outside. Ever have trouble falling asleep? No, man. I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky. I think a large part of that is that on most days I'm physically tired. Hey, Zabid. I'm physically tired, so I'm like physically I need the rest. It's like another huge benefit of training, man. It's a must, man. I don't know how people sleep without physically being tired, like office workers and for these people that sit around all day, man. It's like, damn, that's tough. 3:30 is still up. You night shifter or? Yeah, man. The sound of rain is beautiful. I don't think there's a better sound than that. Wow, okay. Yeah, I never had that problem of sleep. Also, like I don't know if you consume caffeine and all the other crap, like high sugary drinks and foods, like all that. Like you remove all of that, man, I reckon you'll be alright. Um, on the Beast Coast. Dobar dan, kako je, kako je? That's full. Dobro, dobro. Sve okay, man. Oh, man. You know, sometimes I ask myself, what's better to train, at home at least? Is it better to train, you know, hot weather, summer, or is it winter? And I like winter, man. I like right now I'm cold and I don't like it. And I keep looking at my shoes, the Vivo Barefoot. It's like literally I'm like bare feet right now. There's concrete underneath my feet. Actually, that's probably an idea. I should probably put something down. Now that I freaking mention it, I should probably put anyway. I've got another set I'll move from here, but I don't like being cold. I don't like the feeling of being cold. But I do like the rain, and I do like wearing big jumpers in training. Like, you know, joints are all protected, like I'm wearing pants. I always wear pants even during summer, man. Like, I love the skin around my joints to be warm. So we're in South Australia. So the southernmost part of Australia, not the most, you know, Adelaide is kind of on South Australia. So it gets pretty cold, man. Like obviously it's nothing like freaking, you know, Europe, Northern Europe and places like that where it gets like minus 50. It's not like that, but it's all relative, man. Like, you know, if you're used to 40 degrees temperatures during summer and it gets down to like 5 degrees, that's freaking cold, man. You know, so it's like that bandwidth, you know. So if you're used to like 15, 20 degree temperatures and it gets down to minus 20, is that the same? It's like a 40-degree difference. So it's whatever you're used to. You know, it's like it's one of those things. All right. That's that. So now I'm going to set up shop over here and do some overhead pressing for a little bit. turn this light on as well while I'm at it. Yeah, Alex, away, man. Oof. It is looking weird, dude. The NBA finals are weird. I thought Boston was going to get through, but I don't know what's happening with them. Denver is still my favorite. I want them to win it all. That will make me really, really happy. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Miami and Denver. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's hard to say because if you're one right change, adjustment, and it's changed everything. You are. Oh. Alright, let's do it. Ooh. Oh. These overhead presses feel nice, man. It's nice. Dumbbells are kind of good like that because you can take them wherever you want, you know, like it's not locking you into any bar path. So it's really nice. Feel my traps, shoulder, and tricep. Yeah, military press, overhead press. I've done it before many times. Oh man. I think it was 3. I'll do 2 more. Like I need more rest though. Yeah. Do more. Oh man. Alright, let's try. Oh, that's 9 more. 9. Oh, goodness. Huffing and puffing. So it's like the 14th hour of fasting right now for me. Feeling fine. Feeling fine. Every time I do night shifts like this, I always go into a fast. How long are you fasting for? Probably I will get to, so that's 14. I'll probably get to 16 hours today of fasting. Most likely. No, these dumbbells are 20s. So on night duty, I usually, like bare minimum, man, like 14 hours is what I usually get. A lot of people ask me about diet and all this sort of stuff, and I've tried all sorts of things. I've tried being a vegetarian for 3 months. I've tried paleo. You know, I've tried this, that. I've tried heavy carbs, heavy protein, heavy this, heavy that. Like over the years, you try, you know, bits and pieces here and there, and then you kind of realize that restricting any food group is dumb. There is no bad things other than processed shit. That's like, goes without saying. The one thing that I found undisputable, unchallengeable, is fasting. And this shit goes back to like prehistoric times. Fasting. Every culture has it, every religion has it. Fasting is like, it's ironic, man. It's ironic as hell, but fasting is what keeps you healthy. When you view food as a potential toxin, as an irritant, it changes your perspective. You need to turn the system off. You need it. To be honest with you, right now I'm not even hungry. I'll probably start getting hungry when I start getting sleepy around 7, 8. I'll probably have one big meal and then go to sleep at Well, it depends what happens tonight. Like I'm after a night shift, so I'll try and get to bed like 11 p.m. or something like this. So a good 3 hours after my meal, I'll go to sleep, and then I'll wake up. I'll just tell you my routine. I've been nursing for a long time, shift work, and I'll wake up at whatever 5, probably 6, maybe depends how long I can stay in bed. And then I'll probably won't eat until 10, 11. Right, so that's another 12-hour fast. So I've gone from 16-hour fast to 12-hour fast. And I tend to do that a lot. And I really think, if you don't believe me, if you don't like me, if you don't like my ideas, my training philosophies, my life philosophies, do yourself a favor and just do a little bit of reading on fasting. Just a little bit of understanding about the science behind fasting and what people think. There's nobody out there that says fasting is bad. Whereas like there's lots of people that say vegetarianism is bad, veganism is bad, lots of different things are bad. Fasting is like consensus. Everyone admits that the fight against insulin, which is what fasting really is amazing. It's really amazing. You know, if you can lower your insulin spikes, don't eat as often, don't snack, don't do any of those things. This is where health is. If of course you're interested. But if the only thing that you care about is putting PRs on the bar, then obviously you need to eat every hour and get as big as possible, work your way to 200 kilos body weight, and then set the PR. But you're not going to be very healthy. Quoodle, see Woodle. How you going, man? Intermittent fasting increases all-cause mortality significantly. Lane Orton did a video on the analysis. Come again? Intermittent fasting increases mortality. So you not eating increases the chance of you dying. Did I misunderstand that? That can't be right, dude. That cannot be right. So not eating is bad for you. This is the first time I've heard that, man. But goodness me. Ooh. Like, I don't know if how much of you guys have looked into it. Insulin is the root of all evil. Metabolic conditions. I'm thinking to myself right now, who funded the studies to say intermittent fasting is bad? This is where it gets tricky. This is what pisses me off about science. How do you sell intermittent fasting? If everyone believes intermittent fasting is the way to go, GDP around the world drops. You know what I mean? Like, if people stop eating, industries collapse. Imagine if everyone just ate once per day. Imagine. Hospitals will be half empty. Wheat production will half. Corporations will... No. I need you to eat 7 meals a day. I need you to buy a new TV every single year. I need you to buy a new couch every single year. I need you to get the latest iPhone every single year. I need you to update your vehicle every single year. I need you to buy toys for your kid every day of the week. I need you to celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandpa's Day, Neighbor's Day, your birthday, her birthday, his birthday, Valentine's Day, New Year's Day, Easter, Christmas, Anzacs Day. I need you to celebrate every fucking day of the year, and you must buy shit every day. That's what you have to do. Because then, you work for me. You have to work 5 days a week for me. You need to work for me. If people stop consuming like all this shit all the time, gimme, they lose control over us. Do you understand? The only reason they have us is because when Easter around comes, they say, "Oh, it's religious. You see, Easter is really, really religious." They don't give a shit about religion. Sell. Price. 50 new studies saying that if you eat every 30 seconds, health. All the best doctors in the world have signed up on it. Eat, people, eat. Eat. Buy shit, eat, consume. Fast. Don't buy yourself a new car. Get as much as you can out of your current shit that you have. Buy quality. Don't buy shit over and over again. Don't consume materialism, all that crap. This kind of feeds back into the why, my stance in life in general. Say no, and you win. Say no. I'm constantly, having not arguments but discussions about why do we buy my kids toys every single day. My grandparents, every time they come through the house, new toy. Not only am I thinking about this damn landfill shit that we're creating here, right, destroying the damn planet like parasites we are, but I know full well that my boy's going to play with that toy for 3 hours and then it's going to get dumped in the corner. Anyway, fasting is good. Fast. Use your common sense. Read a little bit about fasting. The reason it's not sexy is because you can't sell fasting. What product am I going to sell you if I'm pushing fasting? What product? I'm not saying don't eat food at all. Eat. But fasting is okay, man. I think all of us, the whole world, would be much, much healthier if we just ate once. And that meal that we eat is full of goodness. Once. Yeah, Alex, one thing that you learn really quickly is the difference between psychological hunger and physiological hunger. There's a difference. A lot of people never experience physiological hunger. It's all psychological. It's like your brain's been conditioned like a little puppy. Oh, it's time to eat. Let's go eat. But if you truly feel physiological hunger, like hypoglycemia, right? Your sugar level is dropped. You're kind of transitioning from glucose to ketones. There's a transition there. And you're like, whoa, okay. You're changing energy systems here, man. That's hunger. There's a difference. Ah, man. Three. Well said, Pink Supremacy. Perfect. You know, before Squat Every Day, before I built that shed that started this whole Squat Every Day thing, the last place we lived in, I was on annual leave. And I got really, like I was training, or whatever, like twice a week or whatever I was doing. And I got really, really kind of excited about fasting or whatever. I read some stuff, I was looking at my body composition, I'm like, I watched a freaking study, not a study, a documentary of these freaking guys, man. Somewhere in Africa, I forget now where they are. They're like hunters, man, like, you know, like with spears and shit, like, you know, dudes like in rural. So they're not like, you know, they're walking around topless, and none of these guys have ever seen a freaking gym. They've never seen a road, you know, like they don't have a phone, you know, they're living rural, man, like in huts. And these dudes are walking around, like I'm telling you, these guys are walking around, they look shredded, full, like muscular. These black dudes were like incredible physique. They're holding these spears and they're jumping up freaking like 40-inch vertical leaps and shit. And I'm like, wow, what the hell is this? All of them, they got piercings through like everywhere and all that, like proper, you know, rural, you know, almost like prehistoric kind of like, you know, living. And the white fella comes in with a damn camera and starts, you know, talking to these people, blah, 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 you know, he's got interpreters here and there, everywhere. And they basically say that they eat like 3 times a week. Ground shattering information, ground shattering, like, what do you mean, man? They go hunt, they kill the animal, they bring it back, like every other day they eat. Some of them eat twice a week. Mind blown, man. Mind blown. He looks more muscular, better composition than me, and I'm stuffing my face constantly, feeling the highs and the lows after food and on food and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, wow, incredible physique, incredible. Eat 3 times a week, 2-3 times a week. Now, I'm not saying that my genes are the same as his, but god damn it, man. God damn it, like I'm not going to be maybe as big as them, but I'm going to look good. Okay, my biceps are going to be 3 inches smaller. But I will have muscular definition, man. I will have something, you know, I will have freaking something somewhere, man. I'm not going to be a damn skeleton. I'm not going to be going what cancer patient look like. And the guy's basically saying how these guys, like, you know, there's wonderful things that happen during fasting. How about this? Growth factor hormone skyrockets after like the first day of fasting. Skyrockets, dude. Steroids in your body skyrocket. Steroids. Growth factor hormone increases. insulin drops, glucagon increases, growth factor hormone, T cells, T killer cells, like the macrophage cells that engulf like bad cancerous out of control division cells. You go into like this repair building state because the gut is resting. So much energy goes into our gut for digestion. Most of our being, most of our essence goes into like dealing with this shit. And once you like fast for the first, I've done it for 2 days, nothing, just water. And what I found was like I went to the toilet like 2 or 3 times during that period, right? I defecated 3 times, like did a shit 3 times. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, okay, so I've taken a shit 3 times and I've eaten 0 times. So now all of a sudden my gut is empty. There's no shit in my bowels, right? Like, so it's just empty and nothing is going on the top. My abdomen was small, sunken in. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling athletic because I'm not carrying a baby in my guts. I'm not carrying a baby. I'm like, wow, fucking, this is sick, man. Like, I feel great, man. You know? But we're always carrying a baby, in our gut. You eat 8 times. That's 8 little boluses traveling through your system. And so you can't shit this out quick enough, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. And in the last few days, I've been thinking about it. And now that I'm telling you this, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to eat today. I'm not going to eat at all today. I'm going to eat tomorrow at 6 a.m. That's going to give me a 26-hour fast. I don't care. Here, I'm not going to eat today at all. I'm just going to drink water from now on. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'll eat 6 o'clock tomorrow. Here, I've made the decision. Done. I'm not eating today. I'll go 26. Shit, I might even make it to 30 hours. I'll eat tomorrow at midday. Let's see how it goes. I've got a day off tomorrow. So let's do it. Here, handshake. I'm handshaking all of you guys. I'm not going to eat food until, let's see how it goes. I'm not going to eat anything until midday tomorrow. Possibly, I'll push it in further out. I won't even eat until the next time I speak to you guys. And I'll report back and I'll tell you how I feel. Just because I want to, number one, I want to take care of myself. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to do all this sort of stuff. But I also want to show you, hopefully, that I can hit 160 kilo squat with nothing in my system. Purely freaking running on ketones, let's say. Let's do this shit. Why not? I've got a day off tomorrow, and on Monday I've got a night shift. I could potentially push this shit out to 2 days. I really don't want to fast when I'm at work because I don't want to be sluggish. I don't want to be in transitional between the energy systems. I don't want to go from, I've got somebody in the resize bed. I got to do CPR. I got to think about dry calculations. I got to think about what's going on. At what point in the cycle are we? Are we in the first, second cycle? Is it a shockable rhythm? Is that a shockable rhythm? What are we doing? I don't want to be jeopardizing somebody else's health on the table because I'm fucking up mentally, because it's a shock to my system. But one day I'll be able to do this full time and be like, this is sick, right? I'll be able to function on ketones. But as I'm talking to you guys, I'm like re-invitalized about fasting all of a sudden. And I'll go try and watch that documentary again. I gotta find it. It was years ago, man. Probably like 4 years ago. I'm gonna try and find the documentary. It was on YouTube. It wasn't like a paid thing or anything like that. And I'm gonna try and find it. And you guys watch. It is fine. It is fine. And I encourage you, any of you guys, I don't know where you are in life and what you're doing, what you got on tomorrow, the next day or whatever, but I encourage you to look into fasting. There was one guy that I watched. I gotta get back to my set, but anyway, I'm excited now. There was one guy that talked about fasting for like a week. And this is like the ultimate goal. If you can fast for a week, and I'm not saying like fasting you drink coffee, no. Nothing but water. Nothing but water, right? So he was like a corporate guy, like somewhere in New York or whatever. And he was like, I didn't want to fast throughout the week because, I got work, I got shit on, blah, 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 this stuff. But he said, I never ate on the weekends. And I thought, so on his days off, he doesn't eat. He doesn't eat. And I'm like, that is sick. That is so doable. Everyone can do it. No one's working 7 days a week. I mean, I'm sure there's people out. But yeah, why not? Yeah, that's right. So there's a guy that fasted for more than a year. I think it was something like 400 days. And he went from like 200 and something odd kilos, and he dropped all the way down to 90 kilos. He lost all that weight without taking a single freaking thing in. I think the only thing with him is because he went for such a long time and he had so much freaking energy stored in his system that he was monitored by the doctors. So he was getting like electrolytes, you know, he was getting like all these vitamins and minerals because it's such a prolonged fast. Like you need to, you know, there's some things that the body cannot make. So he was getting vitamins and minerals and things like that. But in terms of like calorie intake, he was nothing. There was no calorie intake. He was just supplementing all the other accessory stuff to make the system go. That's 4, I think, 4. Yeah. The ultimate thing is, if you're overweight, stop eating. Stop eating. But don't stop moving. Don't go into an ICU, lay in bed for the next week and not do anything. Because you need to understand metabolic rate, the base rate of you burning energy just simply by existing through respiration, like through just living, right? Just breathing and metabolism. Base metabolic rate is directly related to lean muscle mass. Makes sense? In lean muscle mass is where the mitochondria are, the things that burn the energy. So if you lose 20 kilos, let's say, of body weight through fasting, and you also lose 10 kilos of freaking lean muscle mass, which is crazy, right? But let's go with this. You have basically lost all this body weight, and you've also you've lowered your base metabolic rate. So the key is to calorie restrict and also weight train. Make sure your factories are still there. That's the key. So don't think fasting is going to get you sorted. You still need to move. Nice, big supremacy. Respect. Yeah, so when I get to 4 a.m., it's going to be 24 hours no food. And so 4 a.m., I'll probably wake up, let's say at 5 or whatever. So if I can make it to 4 p.m. the following day, that's 36 hours. You can, you know, that, oh man, I'm excited, man. And you guys know me, man, like when it comes to the mental, like discipline side of things, like squatting every day, doing shit every day, like this shit turns me on so much, man. Like a mental challenge of not eating. I'm excited. I'm now excited about the following 24 hours. I'm excited. I want to attack it like a PR. Nice, man. Good work, dude. Oh, I'm legit pumped about this fasting business, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped not to eat. I've been there, done that before. I know exactly what I'm looking into. I know exactly how it feels to kind of be hungry, like physiologically. And I'm glad to hear that there's discussion happening right now about this very thing. It's the ultimate, man. The ultimate. Honestly, guys, this whole thing about vitamins and minerals and all that, salt and whatnot, you know, start with a 24-hour fast. Don't go into a 7-day fast right away. You know, feel the water. You know, water regulate this stuff. Don't go crazy. I don't think you need salt. You're a healthy individual with, you know, good kidneys and liver. You're gonna be fine, man. Don't think you need to. The body is amazing. Think about this, dude. Think about this. Humans in prehistoric times would go a week without eating. There's nothing to eat. 2 days, 3 days. Every mammal in the world, like cheetah, tiger, whatever, they're in the wild. They haven't eaten anything for like 3 days. They haven't been able to like hunt anything down. You're fine. Don't think. I know like the conditioning from the system, from the Matrix, has taught you that you need to consume every 3 hours like a freaking machine. We're not machines, man. There are systems. You are in the year 2023. What do you think people have done for the last 100,000 years? 200,000 years? Do you think that we've always lived in an age of abundance? Hell no. There's been many periods in history where people didn't have food. And guess what? You're still living here. Your gene pool has progressed. You are alive in 2023 because this system is well capable of dealing with droughts or food and all that stuff. You'll be fine. Drink water, make sure your fluids are up. You're fine. For the first 24 to 48 hours, you're fine. Barring some medical conditions, if you're diabetic or anything like that, obviously you need to take that into consideration. But I'm saying if you don't have any medical issues, you should be fine. Like I don't take any pills, I don't have any diagnoses, I don't have anything like that. And if you're like me, you'll be fine. Trust me, it's all good. set. One more. Lost count. So I'm going to name the style of this video when we finish. I'll name it. When did I start training? Here, I'll name it 12-hour fast. Tomorrow, when it comes around, it will be a 36-hour fast. That's how I'm going to name these videos. And let's see how it goes. I'll have to make sure that I kind of make sure I can find it later on. So let's see how it goes, huh? Yeah, you don't have to be a hero, man. You don't have to just go into a massive fast right away. It depends. Like if you're used to eating every 4 hours, you're gonna be mood swinging. But like I'm used to doing 14, 16, 20 hours. That's kind of like normal for me, shift work and whatever. So you know, doing a 24-hour fast, like whatever, 36-hour fast, between 24 and 36 is probably gonna be challenging because my body's gonna start to transition from glucose to ketones. Probably that's when the thing starts, and so I might start to feel a little bit giddy, a little bit dizzy or whatever as the ketones start to kick in. But once your ketones kick in fully, you'll be alright. Anyway, like it's fine, man. We're not these little snowflakes flying around. Think what our ancestors have been through. Just think about that. What? Yeah, 140 felt good, man. So let's see how 160 moves. 140 felt like really good positions. That was alright. That was alright. Felt good. $160 felt good, so let's try 170. Yeah, man, protein shake. A lot of that protein, it goes straight to sugar. Anything you put anything that can burn is a calorie. Yeah, basically, Liam, that's it. For you guys out there that are like thinking to yourself about fasting, you're like, oh shit, you know, I don't want to die. Start slow, man. Like anything, man. Like I'm not asking you to front score 170 day one, man. Like just don't eat breakfast. Few days. How do did you survive? Yep, okay. Don't eat breakfast and lunch one day. Did you survive? Yep, that's about 16-hour fast, isn't it? It could be a 24-hour really if you got dinner to dinner. That's how you do it, man. Like it's okay. Man. We're not gonna be clocked overnight. We're not gonna be messy overnight. Just start slow, man. You know. Feel your body talking to you as you're kind of moving through these states. Feel it. See how you're feeling. Be honest with yourself. One of the things that I noticed when I was fasting for a day or two is that the mental clarity was insane. Like there was no highs and lows in energy post meals. It was just a flat line, really concentrated. One thing that I remember clearly is that after like a day of fasting, your senses go on steroids basically. Like I could smell food from like 5 houses down. It's like you become a hunter. You're like this hungry hunter. You're like, you know, hungry, right? So your senses go into like killer mode, man. So I'm like, fuck, I can smell fucking somebody cooking like over there in France. You know, you become like this machine. You know, it's like and your thinking clarity increases. Like all these things start to happen because your body's like, okay, this is survival now. We need to we have to kill something to eat. We need to find some food, and so you go into these states. Oh, fuck me, man. That shit was good, so let's do 180. Fuck it. Oh, man. Could you imagine if I hit a PR while fasted? Oh, shit. I'm naturally enhanced because of fasting. Growth factor hormone went through the roof. Ivan hits a PR. Next minute, Ivan stops eating for a week to get the max gains. Oh shit! But in all honesty, I'm really interested to see. The effects on strength and all that stuff as you go into like starvation mode and all this sort of stuff. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I've got a smile on my face. It's funny. Like I'm excited not to eat, to break the routine, man. To do something, man. Sick, man. So inside the house, after I hit this or miss this, or whatever the hell it is, hopefully I don't miss it, man. Fuck, if I miss it, the whole neighborhood's gonna be up. But if I hit it straight in the shower, chill time with the kids, maybe play a bit of scarring with my boy. They'll probably have some dinner. I'll stay away from them. It's gonna be good. All right. Fuck yeah, man. It was 180. My upper back failed in that shit, but I got it. I don't think I've hit 180 at home ever with these heavy ass weights. So this is good. Fuck, it's incredible how one lift can get you so puffed. Like One freaking rep. Yeah, no, that's it today. Not pushing that further. Thanks, man. Thanks, Rise. Appreciate it. That was good, boys. Very happy. Alright, fellas. Actually, hold on. You guys can watch me do this as well. Might as well watch me writing my book. While this is where everything goes in, boys. Right here. Alright, today's the 20th, I reckon. What did I finish with? I did 100 for 5 triples. And then 20 times 5 times 12. Front squat bar 10 by 10, 60 for 1, 100 for 1, 120 for 1, 140 for 1, 160 for 1, 170 for 1, and finally 180 for 1. My man. Wow, boys. Some of you guys have been asking me, Levan, how does it look like when you write in your book? So I'll give you a clean page. So this is how I format it. So you can see I write everything. So bench press bar 5 by 10. You can see I write everything down in my warm ups and whatever because it's all relevant. You know, bar work is relevant, and if you increase bar work and you hit a PR down 3 months time, and you might make the wrong conclusion. It could be because you're warming up better, and so I write everything down. So a lot of you guys have been asking me how does it look like and whatever, but that's what I do, man. I write everything down. I make sure when I go back into the book, I have the correct data. You know, I can make the right conclusions and whatever, and give the best chance to make the right conclusion. But sometimes it's hard, as you guys know. All right, fellas, I think that's me done. Very happy. So basically, after 12, 13, 14 hours of fasting, I was able to hit a 180 squat. So there you go, work that out. Some of my most beneficial, some of my most impressive workouts have been on an empty stomach. You can kind of think about all sorts of different things, whether it's hormonal, whether there's adrenaline release, whether there's a million and one different kind of ways why fasting makes me feel better. I've also thought about the fact that my guts have less shit in it. It is easier to contract the core, so I feel stronger because of that. Peace, Lemon. So there's lots of different ways to break it down for me, but like anecdotally speaking, without any analysis or literature reviews or any clinical data, my experience has been that fasting does something to my body in a beneficial way, multiple systems. So I'm gonna try to make it to 36 hours. So I'm not gonna be eating from basically. I'm at 14 hours now. 14 hours now. So the time you see me next, add another 12. No, add another 24 hours. So 14, 4, 18, 38 hours I'll be by the time you guys see me next. I'm excited. He's going to be walking the park. I am a natural skinny guy. Historically speaking, I have to force myself to eat. I'm like a hard gainer, and so if you say to me, don't eat food, I'm like sick. I mean, it's kind of like my default anyway. Without, like, if I stop training for like a year, I am like this. See this? This is my body. That's how thin I am. This is like my base functionality, whether it's because of my thyroid or whatever is going on in my body wants to be thin, and I think that is a very, very big benefit for health, to be thinner, to be slimmer, to carry less weight, whether it's muscle or fat or whatever. It is better for you to be lighter, less strain on the system, and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So me saying to you that I'm not going to eat for the next almost 40 hours sounds crazy, but it's really not a big thing for me. You guys know how excited I get to anything that is a challenge to me in a disciplined way. I like the mental challenge. I like the mental struggle, the fight. I feel like it makes me stronger. I feel like I'm upgrading my character. I feel like life is 90%, 99% mental. And if you can master the emotional control of your body, then you're going to be in good stead. And so this is one way. This is one way for you to kind of train another way and to get better. So I'm really, really excited about this. I'm going to shower and I'm going to fill up another one of these, and I'll just drink water. And I know what to do. Like if tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm like literally empty, I'm like, damn, I need to put something in my belly. Take a few gulps of this, and all of a sudden the space is occupied and you feel like you've eaten, but really you just had water. So there's all these little tricks I can do. The fact that I'm free tomorrow, so I don't have work, I'll be at home with the kiddies. My son is sick, and I think my wife just indicated to me that she's got a runny nose as well, so probably they're going to be sick tomorrow. So there's not going to be any outings tomorrow or anything like that. So I'm excited. I'm literally excited. And for you guys that are kind of listening to this and thinking, shit, I want to try fasting as well, don't take my word for it, man. Like, I am a scrubber. I'm not a well-versed individual in this. I have basic science, basic knowledge about this stuff, basic anecdote. If you guys want to learn more about this, there is so much material. We live in an information age, and so if you want to look into this, look into it, get accustomed to a bit of the science that's involved with it. Read about the Christianity, read about Islam. They're all fast, man. It's been done for many ages. Me working in the emergency department and seeing what metabolic disease is, how overfed we are, and the diseases that come from that, from cardiac disease to kidney disease to liver disease, fatty liver disease to Crohn's to irritable bowel syndromes to any bowel issue that you have, to pancreatitis, to acne, to skin. So many things arise from just eating too much shit. We're like Pac-Man walking around. We have moved away from thinking about food as a source, as a fuel source, to a comfort, leisure, to fun. Food is fun. Food is no longer a fuel. And so that transition in this 21st century that we're in, it's become that. It's become a tool to have fun. Kind of like with sex. You know, sex is now fun. People are having sex and watching porn and jacking it 12 times a day. And then when they're not jacking it, they're freaking eating shit. So you're jacking it and then you're eating shit. You're jacking it and then you're eating shit. And this is the existence of most people in the world. Sex and food, sex and food. And when you're bored of those two, put some drugs in. That's literally what the human form has become in the 21st century. I've read about people fasting. If you want to know another name drop, look into Gandhi. So Gandhi, the Indian guy, who stood up for social reform, and he stood up for human rights and all sorts of he basically fought the institution on many fronts. But I read his one of the autobiographies or whatever, one of the books about Gandhi, his life, and he fasted for a very long time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, his longest fast was for a month, and it was only a slight fella. I think it was like 5'3" or something like that, 150, 160 centimeters, something like this. Very small guy. And I think at his worst weight, he was weighing like 30 kilos or something like that. So, and he often talked about the benefits of fasting and how he felt and how he was able to meditate. This is another thing. If you really want to get closer to your being, closer to some wisdom, closer to some answers, if you want to meditate, it is often best to meditate with nothing in your system. I don't understand the science behind it, but when we are fasting, where we have nothing in our system, thoughts come to us a little bit easier, and we become more one with our being. And so that's another little benefit. This is my experience, my understanding, my exposure about fasting, and I am a big proponent. You will not see me tell you about how many grams of protein you should eat, how many grams of carbs you should eat, all of that. The only thing I'll ever say to you that I'm strongly an advocate for is fasting. I've felt it, I've read some stuff, and everything rolled up into one big joint. It's a very positive thing. So that's one big spiel about all of that. This has been a long video. I need to get in the house, I'm cold. And next time you see me, I'll be probably somewhere in the 36 to 38 hour fast, depending on when I train tomorrow. I might train a little earlier. It depends. Anyway, guys, until next time, I appreciate all the support and you sticking around this far. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.